Health focus. Act now, reduce your risk. Getting healthy in a sick world. Today, we are creating a body oil. It is an anhydrous product, which means it contains no water, just oils. A body oil is used after you had a shower. Your skin will be slightly damp so that the oil can help to lock in the moisture and prevent dryness and help hydrate from the outside. Oils penetrate the top 2 to 3 layers of the skin and provide moisturizing properties. We should suit up using an apron, head covering, and gloves. All equipment and areas should be clean and sanitized with 70% isopropyl alcohol and leave for about 30 minutes before you begin. We also need the following equipment: pipettes, spatula, glass rod, scale, and beakers. Today we are using 3 carrier oils: coconut oil, sweet almond oil, and apricot seed oil. Vitamin E oil is our antioxidant to slow rancidity of the oils. And 2 essential oils: geranium essential oil and clary sage essential oil. Apricot seed oil is moisturizing and penetrates the top layers of the skin at a reasonable rate. Sweet almond oil is also moisturizing and helps to soothe inflammation. Coconut oil is moisturizing as well and rich, but it penetrates the skin at a slow rate. We are simply going to blend all the ingredients together. The vitamin E oil and the essential oils were added to one of the oils because of the small quantities. Gently stir with a glass rod. Transfer the blend into an airless bottle and label. Pour out a small amount and massage into your skin.
Today, we will be creating an aloe soap through the process of saponification. That is the combination of oils, water, and sodium hydroxide to create a soap which is great for the face and wonderful for the body. Before we make our soap, we must set up all of our equipment. First, we have our gloves. Then we have our soap mold, which is lined with paper to prevent the soap from damaging the mold. Next, we have our stirring utensils, which will be used to stir our sodium hydroxide solution, and we have our measuring cups. We have the bowl in which we'll make the soap in, and we have our blender. Now we have our soap cutter, which we use to cut the soap once it's cured. Now we'll set out our shea butter, our castor oil, our coconut oil, and our grapeseed oil. We have our sodium hydroxide, which is also known as lye, our hibiscus water, and our aloe water. First off, we're going to weigh out our distilled water. Whenever you're using soap, we use distilled water. This helps to avoid any minerals that may be found in our tap water. Next, we add our hibiscus water, which is rich in vitamin C and helps to speed up wound healing. Next, we add our sodium hydroxide, which you must use in a well-ventilated area. Make sure that you're wearing gloves and that you are situated in a way that you're far away from the sodium hydroxide. Make sure that your nose and your face especially is far away. You stir it until all of the sodium hydroxide crystals have completely dissolved. Next, we weigh our oils. Our first oil is a grapeseed oil, which is great for moisturizing the skin. Our next oil is our coconut oil, which has amazing antibacterial properties, and it gives the bar the strong, firm feel, as well as enhances its cleansing abilities. Next, we add our castor oil, which adds a creamy lather to the bar, and is also very beneficial for the skin. And next, we add our shea butter, which once again is very moisturizing and helps to improve wound healing. Next, we pour all of our oils into our mixing bowl. Some people like to heat their oils and some other people like to use the heat transfer method. When making the sodium hydroxide, the water becomes very hot. That water is then used to melt the butter within the soap. Now that we've mixed our sodium hydroxide and our oils, we use the blender to mix them both thoroughly. Sometimes you can heat the oils to melt the butters, but in this case, I use a heat transfer method since the sodium hydroxide was very hot. Once the aloe has been added, you mix it again to ensure that everything has been incorporated. After mixing, you pour the soap into the soap mold. You make sure to scrape everything out of the container. You must do this as quickly and safely as possible, as the soap will start to thicken up. Once all the soap has been poured into the soap mold, we clean up around the top and we make sure everything is level inside of the soap mold. We leave the soap to cure for 24 hours. Once these 24 hours are up, we cut the soap into smaller bars. Then, these soap bars are put to cure for another 6 weeks. Once these 6 weeks are up, the soap can be used. These soap bars can be used for the face and for the body. Thank you for joining me on my soap making journey. I hope you give it a try. Stay safe and enjoy as we continue to get healthy in a sick world. Goodbye.
My name is Ryan Griffith. This is our Health Focus for 2022. The theme again is getting healthy in a sick world, and we want to focus this time on a very interesting herb, very easy to be grown, would be a very interesting part of any home garden, kitchen garden, or can be grown on a larger scale, parsley. Now this herb has some very interesting, unique, and wonderful properties. We use it very often in the Caribbean, and it is very versatile. Let me highlight some benefits of parsley that we all know here in the Caribbean. Now, parsley is very rich in vitamin K, vitamin A, and vitamin C. Research has shown that these vitamins especially make parsley a very powerful and important part of any healthy diet. So let's begin with vitamin K. Now vitamin K and parsley is very packed with vitamin K. Parsley has, if you use about a half a cup of parsley, which would be 30 grams, it has 547% of the recommended daily intake of vitamin K. Studies have shown that vitamin K is very helpful in preventing bone loss and can actually improve bone density. So adding parsley to your meals regularly would help to strengthen, may help to strengthen bone density and reduce over time the incidence of fractures and age-related ailments which can lead to injuries as a result. Now I also mentioned vitamin A. Now parsley is very rich in antioxidants. It's rich in flavonoids, beta carotene, and also vitamin C, the last vitamin that I mentioned. Now when we look at vitamin A especially, vitamin A is very good for your eyes. Parsley has, if we take about a half cup again, or 30 grams of parsley, that would be equivalent of 108% of the recommended daily amount of vitamin A. Now as we know, beta carotene in carrots is very protective of the eyes, and vitamin A as well is converted from beta carotene to vitamin A in the body, and parsley is very rich in beta carotene as well. So parsley is very good for your eyes, very good for your bone health, and as I said lastly, parsley also has in vitamin C. Now, vitamin C is part of some molecules we refer to as antioxidants, and parsley is very rich in antioxidants. It has in flavonoids, as I mentioned, carotenes, and vitamin C. All of these reduce what the medical experts tell us is oxidative stress. By oxidative stress, what the experts tell us is that that's the balance in your body between free radicals and antioxidants. When the balance is tipped against antioxidants, or in other words, when there are more free radicals in the body due to a poor diet and so on, then there's a higher likelihood or risk that cancer would develop. Studies have shown, and these studies are from the National Institute of Health in America, these studies have shown that an increased levels of vitamin C up to 100 milligrams a day can reduce colon cancer by as much as 7%. So parsley, which is rich in vitamin C, can also be very protective against free radical damage and oxidative stress, which leads to many of the modern illnesses and cancer. And as I said, parsley is very versatile. Parsley has other benefits. It has many other antioxidants. For example, it has lutein, beta-carotene I mentioned, zeaxanthin, all good for the eyes. It has antifungal, antibacterial, and antimicrobial properties in small amounts. So parsley is a very rich and versatile herb, easy to be grown, and it is very easy as well to add to your diet. Parsley can be finely chopped fresh, add to most salads, potato salad as it's commonly used in the Caribbean. You can also get the dried parsley leaves as well, and they can be added to your tomato paste and seasoning of your food. So altogether, parsley is a very wonderful herb. It has lots of protective and helpful properties, and is very good for improvement of overall health, and is very easily to be grown. So it can also be a part of your kitchen garden to help you improve your overall health. So I thank you for joining me just for that brief discussion on parsley. My name is Ryan Griffith. The theme again is getting healthy in a sick world, and we want to highlight the things you can use around you, that you can have in your kitchen garden, that would help to improve your health. Thanks again.
My name is Jack Redder. I'm located at Sugar Hill, St. Joseph. I've been into farming for about 50 years off and on. Well, as we can see here, I'm just looking at the soil. The type of soil that we have here is pretty gravelly. And it's important to know that the soil being gravelly and light is better conducive or more conducive for growing healthy crops. And just in testing the soil for moisture, you could actually use a manual technique where you put your hand in the soil, and as it comes up, you can see that if it is moist, as you can see here, it means that you have enough moisture. You use your index finger, and this indicates whether or not you have enough moisture. If it is gravelly, like it is here now, you can see that this is a lack of moisture, and therefore you would need to use irrigation so that your moisture content would be more applicable and better for your plants. I'm here at the moment. We are looking at using some organic manure, which is some fowl dung. And this is very good for your soil, improves and increases soil bacteria and fungi, and breaks down the organic content for your soil. At this time, it is critical that you don't use it too close to the roots because the urea in this foul manure would burn it. It's better to use sheet dung, which is less virulent and is not as strong as the ammonia that you would get in the foul manure. It's also important to recognize that if you're using foul manure from layers, it's quite different to just broilers. The content of the ammonia is much more higher when you're using the manure from the layers rather than the broilers. As you can see here, I'm introducing it in between the plants, 2 to 3 inches from the root systems. And these are the tomatoes that we are looking at the moment. And these are very good for lycopene and the benefits of tomatoes. It's important for your prostate as well. And it has the beta carotene as well in the tomatoes when they're not as red as they ought to be. It's better to use them in their yellowish fruiting. Here you can see the irrigation that is necessary. This is a drip irrigation system here, where the water just goes to the root of the plant. And this is normally done for between 10 to 15 minutes, earlier on mornings and late at evenings. The reason why you don't use your watering after those periods is that the sun normally takes the moisture out and it evaporates quite quickly if you're going to irrigate or water your plants during the midday sun or after 9 or 10. It's better to go early in the mornings where the moisture is more conducive to stay longer as the sun comes out. Moving on, we actually are coming to some kale here at the moment. The kale is a very interesting crop. It's very difficult to grow because of the pest that is so easily accessible to the plant. The butterflies lay their eggs on the leaves underneath and after, on top of them. So kale is best grown between the months of October to June because the butterfly season comes out in the summer, and those eggs can hatch into caterpillars within 72 hours, and then they can destroy the leaves. As we can see here, the green pigmentation is critical for all cruciferous vegetables, and the kale is very beneficial for many things, including weight loss. It is high in fiber, and because it's a cruciferous vegetable, it's high in antioxidants. It's also good for losing weight, and it has some important substances that are conducive to mitigate inflammatory disease. It's also high in other substances, and it's very important that it is used for bulking in terms of fiber. So you can add it to your diet through shakes or through salads. As you can see here, the problem here with this particular leaf is the worms have begun to start to eat this one. So you have to mitigate using either organic or normal pesticides and fungicides. The organic pesticides would be, you can use neem or you can use bicarbonate soda. You could also use clove as a fungicide. And the neem is an extremely good, beneficial pesticide without any side effects whatsoever. You could actually boil the neem leaves and you can bottle it or use 4 to 5 tablespoonfuls per gallon of water. Could also use bicarbonate soda. The other normal pesticides would be Atelic, that you can get that from Carter's. You could also use Sherpa, which are moderately hazardous one-day pesticides. You could actually spray and reap within 24 hours. With the neem though, you could actually spray on the neem and reap the same afternoon. You could also use other normal or other chemical fungicides, which is Champ 2 or Bravo, which I find is very effective to keep off the rotting or the blotching of your leaves. Because once these leaves are damaged, the plant loses its commercial value. So those are your options. As you can see here, we also have the straight leaf kale. There are a couple of different types of kale. You can get actually the purple kale. And these are extremely commercially viable because you get a pretty high price for the kale. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to keep the pests and so forth off of them. As you can see here, we're looking at the green tomatoes. These are very well taken care of. Tomatoes are best grown between January and June because tomatoes don't do well in the rainy season, and it takes consistent effort to get quality tomatoes during the rainy season because they're like it cool and rather dry. In closing, I would just want to say that you spend time to care for your plants. Ensure that you have good moisture, air, and sunlight. Thank you.
Yes, we are talking now about the singing nettle, and also this, we call this a seed on the leaf plant. I'm not sure about the scientific name for now. See that the seed underneath the leaves. These are very, very powerful plants because putting both of them together, also the cayenne pepper, the ginger, and there's another plant named bladderwrack that come from the sea. I don't have this one right now, but when you put them together, it is very good for kidney stones and kidney problem you're having. This plant, with this the seed on the leaf, plus the singing nettle, the bladderwrack that you get from the sea, the cayenne pepper, and plus also the ginger, you put them together and give to the person. It is very good for kidney. Very, very powerful plant.
The Spanish needle, as you notice, it has some yellow and white flowers on it. The leaves are also delicate. Because of the way it looks so, but it's a good plant. It's good for diabetes. It's good for asthma. It's a tonic in itself. It is also used for wounds, bruises, rash, fungal infections. It's good for cancer. Wow. Eye infection, you can make with the liquid from it, you can do an eye wash.
Yeah.
Eye wash, yeah, it's good for when you have conjunctivitis. Look, you have a better picture of it here. This is the, yeah, edible. These flowers, you can use them to make scrambled eggs. They look like scrambled eggs, very tasty. Yeah, it's a good detoxing, good to detox your body as well. Through sweating, it removes toxins from your body through the urine and through the skin. It is good for flea control in your pets. You grind it and make, dry it, make a powder, and then you apply it to your animal skin to remove fleas. Yeah, so that's the Spanish needle.
These herbs are wonderful herbs. We pass them on the real value of these plants. I will put in which is not a plant, of the earth, but it's a plant of the sea. This is a plant of the sea. We call it the sea mass or the Irish mass, the plant of the sea. This give you 102 different minerals. Imagine 102 mineral it given us, very medicinal. What we do with this, we put it with all different herbs when we want to get. If somebody is really sick, we use it as medicine. It is a wonderful thing to use as medicine. Or we use a sea mass is not the way we should really use it. Sea mass is something that we're supposed to soak overnight, wash it properly, soak it, and then after that we are going to blend it, blend it up. We don't boil it. In that way we'll get the 102 minerals from it. And what we do, we put in a little lemon juice, we put in the cayenne pepper, we put in a little honey, and we can also put in all different types of seeds we have. Yes, chia seeds and hemp seeds and all the seeds, because that's how we get the 102 minerals from the sea mass. When we boil the sea mass, we really kill it. We don't get as much as we should. So we should think about that. If you want the real mineral from any plant, from the sea mass, we should only soak it and then we blend it, put in all our seeds in it, put in our hemp oil, our hemp, and all a little lemon juice, and just drink it like that. You're able to get the proper mineral from it. Remember this one also, bitter lemon. Bitter lemon is very powerful. A lot of people use it in the food and all type of thing. It's also good for diabetes. When you take this and you blend it and drink it. It is very good for diabetic people. So anyone see this and pass it by should not do that anymore if you're a diabetic person. It is very good to blend and to drink.
And this is the milk thistle here. You will see the leaves are dry because of the weather. Anyway, this is it. Yes, a silver plant, and it's very good. Let me tell you, it's used for the milk thistle. It's good for liver disease. Number one treatment for liver disease, the milk thistle. It fights inflammation in your body, and it protects against cancer. It regulates your glucose level in your blood. It's good for diabetes, and it suppresses the gastric ulcer in your stomach. It reduces depression and reverse stress. The milk thistle, yes, it increases production of breast milk in nursing mothers. Yes, the milk thistle is very good. So all these plants are so useful. Imagine we are walking on foods and medicine. Wow. But thank God for the knowledge that He has revealed to us.
There's a milk we call the Gorilla milk. Just imagine a milk that we call the Gorilla milk. What we put in the Gorilla milk? This Gorilla milk was given to someone who was dying. And what the person did is put the kale in it. The kale. And they also use inflammation bush and also the arugula over there. Yes. And you get the almond. We are making a Gorilla milk. You get the almond. This is the almond plant. You soak the almond overnight. And after you soak it overnight, you blend it. And you put the kale and all the greens together. What you blend it with is the coconut water. You you use the coconut water to blend it, and also the meat from the coconut you put inside of it. So you put the coconut water, the meat from the coconut, you soak the almond overnight, and you also put the kale, arugula, information bush, all those greens, you put them all together, and you make also put in a dandelion. That's one very important. And you make a gorilla milk and drink. When you drink those type of things, plus you can also put in the sea mass. If you don't have it, you can drink it like that. But if you have it, put in the sea mass. It is very, 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 very vital also. And when you drink that milk, you will see strength come back to your body because it did revive a person who was dying. It revive a person. So there's so many things that can really, really help us if we only know about them. The Bible said we are destroyed because of a lack of knowledge.
And this is the lemon balm, as you can see it here. I remember as a child we used to call it tisam. I remember my grandmother used to use it to make tea. Lemon balm. It relieves anxiety and insomnia, loss of sleep. If you're not getting to sleep, you can use this lemon balm. It helps to calm your nerves. It is a mind calming and clear thinking plant. It promotes positive attitude and increase your mental alertness. It reduces also inflammation in your body, and it regulates the thyroid. It is good for Alzheimer's disease and dementia. It heals the skin and reduces the sign of aging. And also you get the same benefit from this. You see this flower? It is a passion fruit flower. It is very good. Just pour. Yes, just pour the hot water on it and let it draw. Don't boil them and you will get the benefit from these herbs. Yes. Nice. Yes. And also the blue vervine. Look, it's here. See this plant growing so lovely there?
Health focus. Act now, reduce your risk. Getting healthy in a sick world.